What's up, everyone? It's Mike here from Allstar Tactical in Rochester, New York. This is one of our Get Educated series here. If you missed the first one, we did it about a week and a half ago through all the craziness here. And we started out with an intro to shotguns. Figured this next topic is of the utmost importance to all of our new shooters and new people just concerned with their own well-being and everything. So today's topic is going to be EDC Medical, or Everyday Carry Medical. But first, we start off every episode going over our firearms rules. So let's go ahead and do that. So, number 1, treat all firearms as if they're loaded. Number 2, never point the firearm at anything you're not willing to kill, destroy, or purchase. Number 3, keep your finger somewhere other than the trigger until your sights are on target and you have made the conscious decision to shoot. And number 4, be sure of what is in front of, behind, to the left, or to the right of your target. We went in a little more depth about that on our last video, so if you want, refer back to our live stream videos there. So I'm going to try and keep up with some questions as well. I'm trying to watch them sort of pop up over here, but they're not necessarily coming up as fast as I'd like them to, but I'm going to try my best. So, with that said, let's get started. I'm going to introduce you guys to a good friend of mine I met several years ago at SHOT Show, or one of the big shows. He got introduced to his products. The company is Dark Angel Medical, and I'm going to switch us over here. And I've got Kerry Davis, the owner of Dark Angel. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, hopefully everybody can see you and that this is actually working correctly. And, the first time, this is the first one I've done with a Skype, so I'm trying to. Oh, there, I got questions. I got stream health. Trying to figure out all this newfangled stuff is interesting. Oh, good. Now I can actually see comments. Perfect. All right.
All right, sweet.
Even better. All right. So I'll try and relay any questions that I see and everything from there. So to get started, basically we have a lot of new shooters and a lot of new people just getting into not only firearms, but really getting concerned with their personal safety with everything going on.
Right.
We've seen 1,000% increase just in our retail store alone. So we get a lot of people that are probably just buying a shotgun, or they're buying simple stuff, and hopefully they're going to move on to a handgun or a rifle, and from there.
Yeah.
So I think there's an important part to talk about, and we'll stick to the firearms side first here. Is that, and I'd like for you, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your company does, about you and some of the products, and then we'll get into what you think is good for people to have on them for personal protection.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I started out as a medic in the Air Force, and we got a special duty assignment up to Fort Bragg as a flight medic, and worked up there for a few years, and then got reassigned to a base in Alabama, taught a medical course there. While I was there, I was working as a civilian paramedic, and said, I think I want to just do something a little different. And so I went to nursing school and started nursing school, and have been a critical care and ER nurse since about 2003. I've always been interested in firearms and medicine. Those were like two of my passions. And I got lucky enough to start working with Magpul back in like 2008. I worked with them for a few years, and then started my company, Dark Angel Medical. And around the same time, I got picked up at Sig Sauer Academy as an instructor up there, and I've been teaching up there part-time since 2011. Our company, basically, we do training. We call it Everyday Trauma Care. And it's about 16 hours of drinking from a fire hose, and people learn a lot. And it's something we hope people can take away from the course, is a sense of empowerment or confidence in knowing how to use the products that we sell, or products that other people sell, or products that they build their own stuff with. And to that, we also sell a wide variety of trauma care products. Some of the kits that I've designed, and other individual components in case somebody wants to, as we say here in Colorado, roll your own. So it's one of those things where we're very passionate about the products, but we're even more passionate about the training, because just like firearms, there's a lot of parallels between firearms and medicine. You've got to know how to use the product and have the right mindset to use the product. So even if you've got a great product and you don't know how to use it and you don't have the right mindset, then it's you're not going to really be an asset. You're going to be more of a liability.
Sure. Um, this great thing to bring up about the class set. And I remember seeing one of your posts, and I've actually had spoke with other instructors and colleagues in the industry. What is interesting to me is that sometimes there's a struggle to get people into these classes, and it's like they want to go and they want to pull the trigger, they want to go spend money on brass. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, to the trainers that know me, and
Yeah.
you know, there's guys that have $1,000 AR and $200 of training when it really should be the opposite. And
Absolutely.
we've actually, I'd like to have you come up to the Rochester area. We'll host you here. And we've got secured a location with a ton of room. So I think we can definitely make that a possibility. But so to get started, you know, I have one of your probably OG kits from back in the day.
Yeah.
This used to be called just the Dark, right? And it's called something a little different now.
The direct action response kit. I'm still not able to see you on camera, so
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm just holding it up here.
Yeah. I don't know what you're holding up, but
Right.
if it's got does it
Let me
have the
see
tourniquet on the
if
front?
I re-enable video on this. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, because the streamer took over all of it.
Oh, okay. Um, as far as the direct action response kit, yeah, this is I'll hold one up. Is this similar to kind of what you have?
Mine's taller and thinner.
Okay.
I wonder if I can.
Yeah. Now this has got an extra tourniquet pouch on the side, but yeah, this is just one of our kits this is our flagship kit. This is direct action response kit, and it started out as an idea I had years and years ago, and I went through several iterations on it. So, but yeah, that's our flagship kit, is there's the direct action response kit. And I can't take credit for the name. I gotta give that to my buddy JC from SIG. So
Nice.
he and I came up with that name over a bottle of scotch and some cigars one night. So
Cool. Well, give me 1 minute here. I think I'm able
sure.
to at least. Oh, here we go. Webcam settings. Let's see if I can. You probably still can't see me, right? Not yet?
Nope, I can't.
Okay. Um, well, you know what? What I can do is I can take a screenshot and send it to you.
There you go. Cool.
I'll send it right to the chat window that we've got going on here. Hopefully that'll
All right.
pop up. There we go. That's all I really
There it
have
is.
to show off anyways.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of the actual Gen 3. So yeah, that's one of the it's been around for a minute, but yeah, that's the one. That's the same one I'm holding up. Just got a tourniquet pouch on the side of mine. So yeah,
Cool.
that's the one. That's our flagship kit that we sell.
So as far as the new shooters and just people in general wanting to address the medical side of their own protection, what are the must-haves? You know, whether or not they decide to do a full kit with you or decide to piece it together, what are the must-haves?
Right, must-haves. Traumatic bleeding. That's probably the leading cause of death of death that can be prevented in the United States. Estimates are anywhere from 30 to 60,000, depending on the reports you read, per year. So that's a lot of deaths that can be prevented. At a bare minimum, some gloves and a tourniquet. And not a tourniquet you buy off Amazon or eBay or anything like that. Get a tourniquet from a reputable source. Our company is one of them. We get them direct from the manufacturer. North American Rescue, Chinook Medical, Rescue Essentials, Boundtree Medical. All these guys are top-notch TACMed Solutions, top-notch providers of medical gear, medical kits. And so get it from a reputable source, because you're gonna pay the difference. You gotta, if you want to get a good med kit, you're gonna pay not a premium price, but you're going to pay what it's actually worth, and you're not going to get a fake that's going to break on you. So at a bare minimum, gloves and a tourniquet.
So, well, let's talk about the tourniquet a little bit then. There's definitely myths out there, and you still hear them. You know, it's now common practice that a tourniquet is, like with modern surgery and everything, the tourniquets are hands down going to save. Like, there's not, damage isn't done like they used to think, I guess, back in the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of stigma, a lot of myth going around. Tourniquets have actually been used successfully in operating rooms since the 1800s. Some of the first documented cases. So there was a study by Dr. John Craig that was done back in 2006 to 2007 in Iraq, and he did multiple studies, or he's done multiple studies. In this study, there were multiple applications, and not a single application resulted in the loss of a limb. So that's a myth in and of itself. The myth of taking the tourniquet off and releasing it every 15, 20 minutes, that's a myth. Tourniquet as a last resort is a myth. And the thing is, man, I used to teach that as a self-aid buddy care combat lifesaver instructor. I used to teach that way back in the day before we knew any better, just because institutional inertia.
Sure.
It's a dangerous thing, and that's because that's what we had heard, and was not necessarily the truth.
And I think some of the best trainers in the firearms industry are those that adapt and actually don't decree that what they do is the end all be all, because we're all students, always.
100%.
We accept the fact that we're always going to learn. This is the best that I know now.
Exactly, and if you're so staid and stolid, in your stance, locked in, and saying, I'm absolutely not moving, then you're going to become irrelevant.
Right.
And if you don't continue to improve your craft and keep up with the current best practice, that's what we say in the medical field. That's our best practice.
Sure.
And the same thing applies to the firearms industry and firearms training. You've got to adapt and modify your curriculum and your train of thought to it, because scientific data is pretty irrefutable, man.
Right.
And so there's a lot of it out there, and so people freak out about tourniquets, but it's quite easy to use. And one of the big things I tell people right now, we're not holding classes. And that sucks, because I love teaching. Mike loves teaching. Ross loves teaching. We all love teaching people. But the thing is, we have online training that will at least give you an idea of how to get started. It's not a replacement for a class, but it'll give you an idea on how to get started, so that if you got a kit or you're thinking about getting a kit, it's not going to be something that's going to be so intimidating or such a daunting thing that you're going to not get it, because all these people going out and buying guns. On the same token, they need to be buying med kits and getting training on not only the firearms but the medicine first and foremost, because you can take a med kit anywhere.
Yeah. So about brands, I had somebody mention brands for tourniquets. I've used like the Soft T. I actually came across a couple of years ago a ratcheting style. Are there any ones to stay away from other than like the no names?
There are some that are not. Look for the ones that are recommended by the Committee on Tactical Combat Casualty Care, the COTCCC. Those are the ones that you want to look for. The one I carry in my kit is a CAT Gen 7. On my plate carrier, I've got a CAT Gen 7 from North American Rescue. I've also got a Soft TY Gen 4 from TacMed Solutions. Both of those are solid and proven tourniquets. The ratcheting style tourniquet, the one made by Activity Group, it's called the Ratcheting Medical Tourniquet or Ratcheting Mechanical Tourniquet. Solid piece of kit. The Tactical Mechanical Tourniquet from Combat Medical Systems, the SAM XT from SAM Medical. Those are the ones that are all COTCCC approved. Basically, what you're looking for is something with some sort of mechanical advantage.
Right. So like the windlass or something.
Yeah, windlass, ratchet, anything that's got a mechanical advantage. Other tourniquets that were trialed, it wasn't that they weren't tourniquets. It's that they weren't as effective.
Sure.
They were slower. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so even in Dr. Craig's studies on improvised tourniquets, tourniquets, improvised tourniquets like a belt. That were employed without a windlass, without any kind of mechanical advantage, had a 100% fail rate.
Right.
Whereas improvised tourniquets with a mechanical advantage had at least a 62% success rate. So that's saying something. That mechanical advantage is everything.
So going beyond, we got gloves, we got tourniquet. What's next? Combat gauze, if you want to add to it, or quick clot?
Yeah. I would say some sort of hemostatic gauze, yeah, combat gauze, quick clot, or quick clot combat gauze, or any of the chitosan based like chito gauze or Celox. And to add to that, if you're going to carry hemostatic gauze, you need to have a pressure bandage, because the big thing with hemostatic gauze is we're packing that wound, we're packing these junctions. You know, our armpits, are the base of our neck, and our groin, areas that we can't get a tourniquet into. We're packing that. What we're utilizing is that gauze to start that hemostatic gauze to start that clotting process much faster than it would naturally, number one. Number two, the compression that we're packing down into the wound with the gauze, so coagulation and compression. But what we're trying to do is achieve a clot. We're trying to build a big clot to achieve hemostasis, or stoppage of blood. On top of that, you need to have something to reinforce that pressure and to hold that clot stable, because everywhere we're packing these, in the junctions we call them, in the junctions, those are mobile.
Right.
So they're very mobile. So if you're moving somebody or something like that, there's a potential for that clot, if it's not solid and it's not reinforced and held in place with a pressure bandage, then it could break loose and then you have a rebleed. So if you're going to do a hemostatic, add a always, kind of goes like it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup, man. Right. You got to have peanut butter and chocolate. You got to have that hemostatic gauze. You got to have a pressure bandage right along with it.
So going past that, it's not really recommended for, like, people don't really need decompression needles or Asherman seals anymore. That's not really typically carried.
Well, the Asherman seal or any kind of chest seals, that's part of the TCCC protocol. So I say, you go ahead and add that, because anything in this box, you can still seal that box up. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's not an invasive procedure. Decompression needles, unless you have the certification and the actual certification, like licensure, like paramedic, RN that does it in the ER or something like that, under medical supervision, or you're a PA or a nurse practitioner or an MD, don't carry them. Yeah. Because you're opening yourself up to liabilities. We sell them, but we say, hey, you have to have the scope of training and practice to get this.
Right.
So just because you watched it on a YouTube video or you stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night,
right.
that ain't defensible in the court of law.
So I think for probably the best advice to a lot of these people would be, look at the kits, because it's not going to give you more than you need, and it'll give you your basic what you need. So
correct. Our civilian standard, that's our level, that level right there. Civilian standard kit doesn't have anything invasive in there. It's all basic basic trauma care stuff.
And what kind of price point do they start at?
Those start at $184.99. You can also look at that's this kit right here, the dark.
Comes with the bag and everything, right?
Say again?
Comes with the carrier, the bag, everything ready to go.
Comes with a pouch, the tourniquet, shears, the insert, everything. I just pulled this off my ankle. This is one of our ankle kits. This retails for about $140. It's got a cat or a soft T wide, quick clot bleeding control dressing, a pressure bandage, 2 chest seals, and a pair of gloves, and the kit, and that's around $139. Yeah, something like that.
And right now, you can't really put a price on medical. If you're going to be having a gun on you, it's something that should be of everybody's concern.
Absolutely, because here's the thing: if you're willing to carry a gun, that's a huge responsibility, massive responsibility, because there's a potential that one day you may have to employ that weapon in defense of yourself or somebody you care about, and after the incident is over, is somebody going to be leaking? Is somebody going to be pouring blood out of a hole they weren't born with? And you better know how to fix it.
Right. So, with that said, let's move towards a completely more realistic scenario: automotive accidents. For a long time, in one of our old vehicles, we either this went in it, my dark, or we carried just the quick clot pressure bandage and tourniquet in a vehicle. Should go in every vehicle.
So what else can go in a vehicle?
Or I'm just saying, like, is that something you recommend? That everybody, because it's probably way more likely that you'll get in a car accident than a gunfight.
Yes, sir. 100%. I ask people that in my classes all the time. I'm a concealed carrier. A lot of my students are concealed carriers, and I'm like, okay, how many of y'all carry a gun? And a lot of hands go up, and I'm thinking, okay, how many of y'all ever had to draw that gun? And very few, if any, hands go up. And then I'm like, okay, how many of y'all carry a med kit on you every day? And a few hands go up now. There used to not be a whole lot of hands going up, and then I ask them, how many of y'all seen a motor vehicle accident happen? And every hand goes up. And so it's a law of averages. So yeah, that's the reason I designed a visor-mounted kit that goes in the car. It's got pretty much everything the other kits have in them, the bigger kits. And I also designed a kit that goes on the headrest. So we call them the visor kit and the header kit. And both of those are vehicle-mounted kits, and so you have something. Even though you might have your own personal kit on you, that personal kit's yours. That's for you. And that visor kit enables you to carry something in that motor vehicle with you, or the headrest kit that you can employ if something happens. And we sell St. Mike bags. We sell that's a mass casualty bag. We sell the hard case that's got multiple. It can handle a couple of patients as well.
Sure.
And so. The big thing is, like you said, having something nearby.
Right.
If you don't have something nearby, then
doesn't do any good.
Then what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I won't keep all your time, and I think this is a lot of information. Get everybody over there. So before I let you go, tell a little bit about the class you offer. So it's like a 2-day class, and I believe it used to come with a kit, right, as the entrance?
That's an option. Yeah, that's an option. Yeah, our class is called the Direct Action Response Training. You can find it on our website, darkangelmedical.com, under the training section. We have classes all over the United States. And yeah, dude, I would love to get up there in the Rochester area and do a class with y'all. It's 2 days, and we basically do a crawl, walk, run approach. Teach people how the body works, different areas of the body, the injuries that you could see that you might be able to have to treat, and then talk about our med kits, talk about different types of injuries, and by the end of day 2, you're doing a full-on trauma assessment on somebody and treating injuries and things like that, and learning how to use all the products. And it's something that people with absolutely zero medical experience can come into and take away, like I said earlier, a huge sense of empowerment, a huge sense of confidence.
Yeah, so that's cool. We'll definitely have to talk about that. For you guys watching, send us a message or post in the video if you're interested in this class, so we can kind of generate some interest. And,
absolutely.
Obviously, with everything going on with the coronavirus right now, it's everything's on hold. But maybe we can plan something towards the end of the year and get you up here, and we can go out for garbage plates.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to do that. That'd be fun.
Well, I appreciate you coming on once again. darkangelmedical.com. Check him out, and we'll catch you guys next time. So thanks for coming on, Kerry.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, brother. Stay safe.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.